So I grew up in a Christian family, and I remember my mum saying to us growing up that we should take our beds to church because it'd be quicker that way because we spent so much time there. Um, and then later on in my teen years, I went to a different youth ministry, and I just remember seeing the young people there who had walks with God that I wanted for myself and that I didn't have yet. So I pursued God more, and the leaders there were just so amazing in helping me grow in my walk with God. So at this youth ministry, I also met Dave, and he was a leader at the time there. He was teaching us, and I remember he would always show up and be so consistent and faithful in what he was doing. But he also had this awesome sense of humour, which I just loved about him, even back then. Yeah, and then I remember being a young adult, I went to a different church, and I just saw there that the church there just had such a great sense of a community. So while I was at that church, God started talking to me about putting Him first in my finances and just seeing where I could go, because at that stage I was not like, I didn't have a job and I didn't know what direction I was going in. I didn't really know what I had to give. So yeah, I just left it in God's hands and I started putting Him first. And that same week, someone at church came up to me and offered me like help with starting my own business in photography. And it was amazing because I ran my business for 3 years and it was a job that I loved doing. And throughout that stage, like, God was talking to me more about helping people and just showing me more about like my skills and my strengths that He's put in me. And then I started doing massage therapy, and then that took me into doing podiatry as well. So while I was at uni, I just felt God was calling me into finding a local church that I could be a part of where we could grow together, and moving out of Sydney. So I asked Dave who he could get a transfer to, and he said Newcastle, Wagga, or the Shoalhaven. So I put my feelers out, and I found a job in Shoalhaven, and I applied for it, and the owners of the company were so lovely, and just they were just a godsend. Then the next, I suppose, box to check was to find a church down here, and I started Googling churches down here, and it was just amazing because I found Celebration Church, and they had a website that I looked on, and then I found their podcasts, and I heard Pastor Nathaniel preaching on there, and he just seemed so genuine and so open and loving, and just so in love with his own church, the church that he grew up in. And I just felt in my spirit like God was saying to me that, He was someone, and the people there could be people that I could grow with and do my walk with God with. So that week we started coming to the church here, and we just started meeting all these amazing people, and everyone that we talked to would just be so genuine and open and just willing to be friends. And it's amazing because so many churches that we've been to just aren't like that at all. Like, you don't get the young people, the old people, in between people talking to you. It's always just maybe your own demographic or the people on the new people's team talking to you. But here it's like everyone opens up their arms and welcomes new people, and that's really what a family is about. So yeah, I'm so excited to see how God uses that, because it is actually so rare having that a part of your church. And that's why I know that God's a part of it, because it's not human effort. It's, God's ordained us to be together right now and in this season that we're in together. So it's so exciting to see what's going to be happening in the future, and even happening now. Like, I feel like there's just so much ease with it, and God's going to do great things with us. Yeah, just staying close to Him, because we're His children. We don't need to strive in it, but yeah, just keep going after God. Yeah, so I'm just so excited to see what God does with us in the future. There's just such a real expectancy to see and to invest into what God's doing here. There's a real ease with it, and yeah, God's gonna do miracles here, because we're a family and we've got our hearts set on Him. It's good.
And if you could encourage anyone that's looking for a church